What's that? 35% rose absolute, vanilla absolute, raspberry amber. What the hell is unicorn oud? 5% of unit, like 5% of the world's populations of unicorns died to make this shit?
Give me the Hummer of a lifetime.
That's crazy. Fresh out of the mailbox, we got another Terence Hughes package that the homie sent over. I appreciate it. Terence Hughes is slowly becoming one of the most popular fragrance houses in the fragrance community based on his consistency, performance, and just some fly fragrances the kid's putting out. Now, one of the beasts that he sent over is only a 10 ml and can only be a 10 ml because this joint is OD oud to a point where it don't even got an atomizer on it, fam. This is one of those pure brolicky, I have to rub it on my skin type scent profiles, which, full disclosure, not the biggest fan of. Overly strong and will damage any kind of clothing I've ever used. But I trust Terence Hughes' nose. And when I checked the website, number one, this shit is expensive. It's not expensive, shit's expensive. Your man doesn't only have like wild rose absolutes, he's got a full chemical analysis showing you the purity of his shit. So he's not just talking about it, he's being about it. But I haven't smelled it yet, and we're gonna do that together. Let's roll my fucking music so we can check out Terence Hughes' new unicorn Elixir.
Oh yeah, we're all alone. Yeah, but some friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I wanna be Cuba.
Blessing one of my beautiful peoples, you know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Unicorn Elixir. Look at the presentation that this sexy beast comes in. It has a little bit of a Killian type vibe with that same coffin energy and key-like mechanism. Now the bottle is not in here because I know I wanted to open up the case and not drop it. But here's what the inside looks like. Very similar, beautiful shellacked box or whatever that's called. And let's look at the full presentation. So looking at this puppy here, it has a beautiful shiny box element. Again, it has that shellackish type look. Beautiful polish, fingerprint magnet, and in opening it up, you see that it has that beautiful nipple tassel that I like to roll around my finger, as well as a golden key that opens the gates of hell for me. So essentially, you just take the tassel, put it through the keyhole, and then you make that nice cute combination where you can lock and unlock the box if that's your type of thing. But here we're looking at the Unicorn Elixir full presentation. Look how small yet thick bottle looks and how viscous that liquid is. As you can see that there's no atomizer tube in there because this is going to be something that I have to rub on my wrist. What the hell is this thing? Drugs? I'll take it. So here is that Unicorn Elixir. Still has the tag on it. Let's take the little tag off. So satisfying. Unicorn Elixir by Terence Hughes. That liquid is brolic, fam. This is something that you have to like lightly rub on your pulse points. Do not go OD, and I am nervous, like to the point where I'm gonna take off my watch so I can put this joint on the wrist and see what we're working with. Now the joint is 35% rose absolute, followed by amber, vanilla, and raspberry. And at the base, it's 5% unicorn elixir, which is essentially he's going into the middle of the mountain of Ireland, taking a unicorn by its horns, snapping it right off of his head, chopping the wings off, fricasseeing them in a witch's cauldron, and making the oud to put in this fragrance. It also has ambergris, gaiac wood, patchouli, and sandalwood. Now, according to the website, Aaron said that it took 5 years to develop this scent profile exactly how he's wanted. So I'm anticipating this to be a very complex, deep, ultra-rich scent that is very specific to people who like oud or rose absolute specific fragrances, maybe the Middle Eastern type, or somebody who just lives in an Arctic environment. Fucking polar bear? But enough talking, let's check this joint out. How many is it a dab? Because this joint is as clear as possible. Damn, I couldn't even see this shit in here. Look how, you see how viscous that liquid is? You can't even see the atomizer. I'm moving it. But then I roll it out and it's nice and clear, like glass consistency. Here goes nothing. I'm not a fan of these things. I know how these things go. You see how the thing, I don't want to drip it all over the table. So you put a little bit on the wrist. It is that color, very potent. I'm just gonna dab together, not rub it vigorously as it indicated on the website. I have no knowledge in putting this stuff on. It's not a thing that I do, but we're just gonna tap a little bit. I don't want to rub, and you're absolute. Whoa. A lot of rose, all the roses, every rose. He just straight up murdered an entire botanical gardens. There's a lot, oh, that doesn't help because I just put it near my eye. Ooh, wow. That's intense. Wow. Why doesn't it smell like that on the skin? In the air, it's very intense, very rose prominent, not so much sweetness, more dirt in the air. On the wrist though, it's so not offensive on the wrist. Why is it so thing in the air? I don't know. Maybe it's the opening. Maybe it's just that initial. I don't know. I don't understand it personally. I don't know these dabbers and droppers and appliques. I'm not used to this thing. And the air was just a little bit too abrupt and crazy. And smelling it that close, it should have punched me right in the mouth as well. But it didn't do that actually. There's a very beautiful delicateness about this scent. Now, I'm not gonna say here that it doesn't smell super different from what we traditionally know as a niche rose ooze fragrance, but the purity of it. Like, I can smell the purity. I can smell the richness. The best way that I can explain it is like when somebody cooks with love, I can smell that. Like, I can feel the formulation with love. There's something here that's ultra special. I mean, it's kind of crazy. In the air, it's still beast though. But off the skin, like getting close, there's nothing that bothers me about it. It's just pure rose oud, the mild sweetness. Like, I'm willing to apply a little more. Let me see if I do this a little bit. I don't know where that blast came from. I don't know if it's the initial applique or whatever. I want to put more. I kind of like this thing. All right, let me put more. So I put more dab on it. This could fuck up a clothing. I think that this would stain something. Let me see on the napkin. A little bit came on the napkin, so be careful with the articles of clothing. I don't know how this shit. Oof. Whoa. It feels like I just took a shroom. It has that kind of, whoa, throws off your equilibrium for a second. That's beautiful. Damn, I'm getting goose pimpies. Look, I'm getting goose pimpies. Ooh, a lot more sweetness coming up now. Ooh, I'm liking this shit. Wow, that's an experience. This is a new thing for me. Very deep, rich, rosy, sweet, very elegant. And I go back to that initial statement, it smells like it was concocted with love, with a lot of thought behind it. And as a non-fragrant expert, just this entertainer,
biggest in the game.
For me to be able to smell that, that's special. Something just popped into my head right now. I love as a content creator how your brain starts to fire and trying to dissect what it's smelling or what it's interpreting. What happened to my brain right now in giving this up close sniff is that it smells like rose oud with a balsamic glaze. There's this balsamic glaze that Big Head Wizzy brought from Italy. Well, it's actually balsamic. This beautiful, dark, very thick, rich, robust balsamic, aged, I don't even know how many years, I think 10, 15 years, some ridiculous shit. It's a beautiful balsamic that's slightly bitter, a little sour, and this gorgeous, incredible pop of sweetness that once you put it on anything, it enhances it like 20 to 30%. Your taste buds just start going absolutely crazy because you've never felt or experienced that type of taste, which is like, I feel like I've never smelled rose oud before until now. This shit is wild. I can't ball spray it though. I can only stick that whole thermometer up my ass, but nobody's doing that. OnlyFans? $5,000. I think it's beautiful. Very intriguing, very addicting, incredibly pure smelling. There's something beautifully authentic and natural, unadulterated, unforgiving, fascinating scent. It's definitely a ball spray. This is only for a very specific crowd. I think it's a limited release, and this is not going to be a mass appealing vibe. If you're a rose oud dude and have only experienced rose oud like me, like in these niche style fragrances, which are gorgeous, but then you kind of step into like the next category up, it's like upgrading a watch. Like I just went from a beautiful Datejust 36mm and started to work your way up to a Submariner, maybe a Daytona, worked yourself up to a Prezi. It feels like that kind of level up. Like we're still in this luxury lineup, right? But we're stepping up different levels. This smells like a step up to a different level of a rose oud that I've never experienced or encountered. And as intimidating as it looks and as punchy as it was in the air, on skin, as tame as a trained lion. Definitely a ball spray. Shout out to Terence Hughes for putting me onto this. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested. Crazy. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Let me know if you're a fan of Terence Hughes lineup and if this is something that you would be interested in. I'll see y'all stitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.